Listen, the more you learn, the more you earn. Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Sabali Freeman. Today, I want to drop another video for you guys on the importance of still keeping your brain functioning and continuing to study, even though you're on break. It is finally when the break at last. I'm definitely very happy to be at this point because the fall semester definitely was very challenging. It was extremely difficult. It was a lot of work. Just trying to keep up with everything, and to finally be at break, I'm definitely happy that I can, give my brain a break from all the studying and trying to learn at a extremely fast pace and just juggling multiple classes at once. But even though it's winter break, you still must continue to study because you have to realize that your brain is a muscle. At the end of the day, it is a muscle, and just like going to the gym, right? You have to work out at least 3 days a week, to stay in some kind of shape, right? Depending on what shape you want to be in is going to depend on how many days you're working out per week. But stay in some kind of physical condition, some type of shape. 3 days, in my opinion, is optimal, right? And what's going to happen if you stop working out for a month, 2 months, 3 months? You just don't do anything, right? And you're going to go back to the gym and you're going to be rusty. You're going to be extremely out of shape, right? And I remember something one of my gym teachers had told me back when I was in middle school. He said it takes everything to get into shape. It takes everything, but it takes nothing to get out of shape. And it doesn't, right? You can be in the gym 5 months straight grinding, right? And then you take a month off and it's gonna feel like you're out of shape. It's gonna feel like, you haven't done anything, right? So just like you have to keep your body in shape and, work out, go to the gym at least 3 days a week, you have to remember it's the same thing with your brain. You have to continue to work your brain, and you have to do that by reading and continuing to study, even though you're on break. It's not to say that you can't socialize and spend time with family and friends and relax and just enjoy time to yourself and do other extracurricular things that you might want to do, vacation, whatever it is. You can still do those things, but you have to continue to study. So for me, for example, this winter break, I'm going to be studying organic chemistry because I'm taking organic chemistry 2 this upcoming spring semester. And coming out of organic chemistry, I'm really coming out with a half-ass comprehension. And I would say the only thing that really saved me in that class was that everything that wasn't exams were worth 60% of your grade, and the exams were about 30. The lowest one got dropped. So because I did so well on everything else that wasn't exams, that's the only reason I kind of got out of that class with a decent grade. But organic chemistry 2 is not really going to be the same, right? It's going to be all exam based. So, I have to boost up my comprehension. And in order to do that, I must, spend this winter break studying. So that class won't be a nightmare for me spring semester. And also, I'm going to be studying genetics as well. I'm taking that class too this upcoming spring. And so I want to, kind of, get some kind of foundation in that going. So that way that class won't be as challenging. And one thing I will say is that coming into classes with a really good foundation, a good level of comprehension, it really makes the class a lot easier. I have experience with that with intermediate algebra. My algebra skills were really, really great coming into that class. And when I took that class, I'm telling you, it was extremely easy. I really didn't have to give that class much effort. And I did really, really well in that class because my foundation was strong. But for some kids who didn't have a really good um, algebraic foundation, they really struggled in that class, right? And so you have to remember that the better your foundation, easier the class is going to be. The When you don't have a great foundation, it's just going to make the class that much harder because anytime you're learning new information for the first time, it's always going to be extremely difficult. But when you have some kind of comprehension of what you're learning, it makes it that much easier. So, um, winter break is here. Enjoy yourself. Spend time with family and friends, but just remember to, keep working your brain, keep challenging it. Take this spring break or this winter break, sorry, and continue to study. Whatever you're taking next semester, if you can get a jump start on some of that knowledge to give yourself a better foundation going into the class, and my advice would be to do so. That way, the class is a lot easier. So that's all I got for the video. I hope you guys learned something from it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next clip.